Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about 4 different types of debt. The first thing I want to make sure everybody's familiar with is the vocabulary. Oftentimes the words credit and debt are interchangeable, so we will talk about both during the unit and during the video today. But I do want to make sure everybody understands that when you're borrowing money, you are creating a debt. You are in debt to the person who loaned you the money or the bank that loaned you the money. And most businesses, banks, are going to want you to pay them back that money with interest. Now, if a friend is loaning you money, they might not charge you interest, but most banks are going to want the money paid back plus interest. Take a minute and just think about why do people borrow money? What are they purchasing that they decide, okay, well, borrowing money for this makes sense? Take a minute, in your opinion, and just answer that first question on the notes organizer. You can stop the video if you need to. And then I want you to think about, what would financial experts say is the best reason to borrow money? Go ahead and jot that down. You can stop the video if you need to before we go to the next slide. The best reason to borrow money is to purchase something that will increase in value. Okay, so there's a cost to borrowing money. That's called interest. But if the thing that you're purchasing is going to increase in value over time more than the cost of the interest, then that's a really good thing to borrow money to do. Okay, so some examples are, of course, buying a home. In general, if the economy is normal, homes increase in value. Also, businesses. Usually, if it's a good business or new business, hopefully those are going to increase in value. Of course, also a college education, because your brain is going to increase in value, and statistically, you will be able to earn more money after you graduate with a college degree than without one. But those are reasons why things appreciate in value. And if you hear a lot of commotion in the background, that is my cats playing in papers behind me. I'm sorry about that if you can hear that shushling around. Okay, 4 types of debt. So we're going to talk about revolving, installment, secured, and unsecured. And sometimes these are called credit, sometimes they're called debt. It's okay, either way. The first one is revolving credit. Usually this is associated with credit cards. It can also be associated with a personal line of credit. But what it means is you've got a credit limit with this. Let's say, for example, it's $1,000, and that's your maximum that you can borrow. But once you've borrowed that much and paid it off, then you have the $1,000 you can borrow again. So it's revolving, meaning it just it's always there, if you will. As soon as you pay it off, you can borrow again. That is different from an installment loan. An installment loan is a set dollar amount for a particular purchase. This example is a car, and you're going to pay that loan back with interest in equal periodic payments. And that's usually going to be monthly payments that you're paying back on an installment loan. Once it's paid back, you're done. It's not revolving credit. Okay, when we're thinking about debt, there's also 2 more terms. You can have secured debt and unsecured debt. Secured debt is that which is backed by collateral or a specific asset that can be collected actually from by the lender from you if you default on the loan. And a default just means you stop paying. For whatever reason, if you stop paying on a loan, the bank or the lender has the right to come and get your stuff. And if they take your house, that's called a foreclosure. And if they come and get your car or whatever else, that's called a repossession. Sometimes you hear the repo man on TV or in movies. That's what that's about. Guys, the last type of debt we're going to talk about is unsecured. And that just means that there are no assets behind it. And of course, the most popular one is probably our college education, student loans, they are unsecured. So if you default on a student loan or something that's unsecured, unfortunately, the bank doesn't have anything that they can come and get from you. They're just going to have to try to get that from you a different way.